We love to think of dogs as endlessly forgiving creatures, and in many ways they are. But behind those loyal eyes hides an excellent memory, and certain actions can leave marks on a dog's heart that never fully fade. Before we count them down, hit that subscribe button because your dog would definitely want you to know all of this. Dogs may not hold grudges the way humans do, but they absolutely remember fear, pain, and betrayal. And those memories quietly reshape how much they trust us. Here are 10 things a dog finds nearly impossible to forgive, and why each one cuts so deep. 1. Physical punishment. Hitting a dog does not teach a lesson. It teaches fear. A dog that gets smacked with a hand, a newspaper, or a leash does not connect the pain with the chewed shoe from an hour ago. They connect it with you. Studies on training methods consistently show that dogs trained with force become more anxious and less trusting, and some start flinching at any raised hand for the rest of their lives. The scariest part? The dog often keeps loving the person who hurt them, but the pure, fearless trust they once had never truly returns. 2. Screaming and rage. To a dog, your voice is the weather of their world. When you explode in anger, their sky collapses. Dogs read our tone far better than our words, and furious shouting triggers the same stress response as a physical threat. A dog that lives with unpredictable rage learns to watch their owner constantly, waiting for the next storm. That chronic tension shows up as trembling, hiding, appeasement licking, and even illness. Calm correction teaches. Rage only wounds. If you feel anger rising, walk away, breathe, and return when your voice belongs to a leader again instead of a threat. 3. Being teased. Pretending to throw the ball and hiding it. Offering a treat and snatching it away. Laughing while a dog grows frustrated and confused. To humans, it can look like harmless fun, but to a dog, it is a broken promise repeated over and over. Teasing erodes something precious, the belief that human signals mean what they say. Dogs who are teased regularly can become cynical, snappy, or withdrawn, and they often stop responding to cues entirely. Why obey signals that keep turning out to be lies? 4. Being ignored. Dogs are deeply social animals who measure love in moments of attention. When an owner spends day after day glued to a screen, brushing off every invitation to play or connect, the dog notices. Loneliness in the same room hurts more than loneliness alone. Chronically ignored dogs may develop attention-seeking behaviors like barking, stealing objects, or destructive chewing. And when even that fails, many simply give up and sink into a quiet, joyless routine. A dog can forgive a busy week. A lifetime of indifference is another story. Even 10 minutes of real, focused play a day can keep that bond alive and glowing. 5. Punishing them after they come to you. This is one of the most common mistakes owners make, and one of the most damaging. Your dog escapes, runs wild for 20 minutes, then finally returns, and you scold them furiously. In your mind, you punish the escape. In their mind, you punish the return. Do this a few times, and your dog learns a terrible lesson. Coming back to you ends badly. The recall breaks, sometimes forever, and with it goes a piece of trust that is extremely hard to rebuild. No matter how frustrated you are, every return must be met with warmth, because in that moment, your dog did exactly the right thing. 6. Being tricked into scary places. Calling a dog sweetly, then grabbing them for a bath. Luring them into the car with a happy voice, then driving straight to the vet. Dogs remember these bait and switch moments with remarkable clarity. Soon, the leash, the car, or even your cheerful tone becomes a warning sign instead of a joy. The fix is honesty through experience. Make cars lead to parks more often than clinics, Pair baths with treats and calm praise, and let good outcomes outnumber the bad ones by a wide margin. 7. Having their safe space invaded. Every dog needs one place where the world cannot touch them: a crate, a bed, a corner behind the couch. When people, especially children, repeatedly disturb a dog in their sanctuary, pull them out of it, or use it as a punishment cell, the dog loses their only refuge. A dog without a safe retreat lives in constant low-grade stress, and stress that has nowhere to hide eventually turns into growling, snapping, or total shutdown. Respect the den. It is not a suggestion, it is a need. 8. Unfair and inconsistent rules. Allowed on the couch on Monday, yelled at for it on Tuesday. Fed from the table by one family member, punished for begging by another. Dogs are brilliant pattern finders, and nothing frustrates them more than patterns that make no sense. Inconsistency feels like injustice, and a dog who cannot predict the consequences of their actions becomes anxious, confused, and slower to obey anyone. Dogs forgive strict rules easily. What they cannot process is chaos. Agree on the rules as a family, write them down if needed, and watch your dog relax once the world finally makes sense. 9. Long abandonment. Dogs measure time differently than we do, and every hour alone stretches out painfully. Regularly leaving a dog isolated for 10 or 12 hours, or worse, chained in a yard and visited like a garden tool, starves their social soul. Separation, distress, howling, destroyed furniture, and depression are not bad behavior. They are grief. A dog can adapt to a working owner with proper preparation, walks, and enrichment, but true neglect leaves a wound that no amount of weekend affection can fully heal. 10. Being given away. This is the deepest cut of all. A rehomed or abandoned dog does not understand explanations about moving, allergies, or a new baby. They only know that their whole world drove away without them. Shelter workers describe dogs who wait by the door for weeks, staring at every visitor with desperate hope. Many of these dogs do learn to love again, and adopting one is a beautiful thing. But somewhere inside, a once abandoned dog often carries a quiet fear that it could all happen again, and they may shadow their new owner from room to room, just in case. Here is the beautiful, humbling truth. Dogs forgive far more than we deserve. They come back after the shouting, wag after the loneliness, and love after the mistakes. What never fully heals is the innocent, unquestioning trust they were born with. That is the real treasure, and it is protected by simple, everyday choices. Patience instead of punishment, honesty instead of tricks, attention instead of indifference, and consistency instead of chaos. Treat your dog's trust as the fragile gift it is, and you will never need forgiveness at all, because in your dog's eyes, you will remain exactly what they always believed you were, the best human in the world.